Hey everybody, Jim Perry here. Welcome to Backroads Metal Detecting. So it is a beautiful Sunday morning here in southeast Minnesota, and you may see I have someone with me. My son Jack is with me for a couple of hours detecting out in this open field. You may recall there was an entire homestead here. The home was right behind me, multiple buildings off to my right here, and the dirt has been turned. We just drove out here and could see from the road that the soil has actually been turned. Not plowed extremely deep, but maybe just enough to pull up a few more of the relics and coins that I have found here over the last year and a half. Jack's got started. I've got my detector out and ready to go. Let's get started and see what might turn up. So Jack and I have been going back and forth through all the rows here that were all turned up. Unfortunately, all the trash that was farther down has been dug up and moved toward the surface as well. Lots of scratchy signals, and then just maybe 3, maybe 4 inches down, flip this pile of dirt. I have not looked at it yet. It is small and it's round. I found quite a few Indian head scents out here from the 1880s and 1890s. I'm going to take a guess that that is what we have here. Looks like it. It is. It's another Indian head scent. Let's get it wiped down and take a closer look at the date. I'm not sure if on video you're even going to be able to see the date on this. This is now the second oldest coin I have ever found. I'll have to put a photo of it up. Front side is wiped almost completely smooth. But the date on here is 1874. Very, very nice. I have never, with the exception of one other coin, a shield nickel, first year 1866. In another field, found a coin this old. Very, very smooth. Backside is in slightly better shape. This is the side that lets us know exactly what it is. Oh, thrilled to be leaving with that today. Very, very nice. Excited about that. Well, the turning of the soil here is done exactly what I was hoping it would. In addition, again, to pulling up all kinds of sheet metal and trash and small pieces of brass, which all sound very, very good on both of these detectors. It's also pulling, obviously, that coin wasn't very deep. And then I have a relic here. I just quickly broke this clump apart and then dropped it back down so we could look at it together. It is round, and it is a button, and it is, oh my good Lord, very old. I want to clean this up really, really carefully before we take a quick peek at it. Give me a second. Well, I've cleaned this button up, and I could be completely wrong. Again, I'm wrong an awful lot. But based on the style of the button itself, the material, and the way the shank is attached, and really this one is clearly drilled, I'm thinking mid-1700s again, maybe even slightly older than that. Again, I could be completely wrong. I'm going to have to do some more research when I get home. The other two buttons I found recently here were 1760 to 1800. So entirely possible that some buttons came along with the person who moved here from out east or came from overseas and settled in this part of the state. Very, very pretty button. I'm glad to leave with that today. We are down to our last few holes here. It's actually been pretty quiet aside from tractor parts and small pieces of brass and copper. Got another button here. This was probably 4 inches down. Hollow on the inside. A couple of holes for sewing it on. Not sure how old that one is, but I'll take it. So we've been here about an hour and a half, and we were going to call it a day. Unfortunately, my finds today may have discouraged Jack just a little bit. I remember my first time detecting in a field and thinking I'm going to find all kinds of relics and coins, and digging in a tremendous amount of trash that day. And that's okay, because that's how we learn. That's how we learn what signals to ignore and which ones to dig. I've got a few of my favorite finds set out over here on a piece of wood. Let's take a look at them together. Right away, first hole, Jack dug this large piece of iron, which sounded very loud and very clear on the detector for him. He just hasn't had enough practice to know the difference between that and a smaller item. We found a lot of items like this, always finding pieces of glass and pottery. I did find one shotgun shell stamp I don't think I'm going to be able to identify. Square nail, beautiful straight square nail rose head. I know that we're in the right place already, but that's always an indicator if you are out in a field or in the woods looking for something. And then 3 finds of the day. Button in the back, really nothing special, but the one to the right there, boy, could be into the 1700s. Again, I'll have to do some research at home. And then my second oldest coin ever, 1874 Indian head cent. The front, again, is wiped almost completely slick, but the date is very clear there. Back is in great shape, though. So, pretty productive hour and a half introducing Jack to detecting out in the middle of a field. So I will need to get back here in the next few weeks before it's too cold to detect. As soon as it gets below freezing, this field will be absolutely frozen like ice. So I will have to come back and hit this area again. I do know that there is more here, and there's more that's even deeper. Hoping to get back to that again next spring. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.